Shalom Yasha Allah. First and foremost, I'd like to give all glory, honor, and infinite praises to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rachach Hadash. Double honors to the beloved elders and the apostles at Great Millstone that taught me this truth. And peace and salutations to all you hopeful elect Akim out there laboring that are pushing this word and this truth in sincerity, honesty, diligently, and doing everything you can do. Shalom. Hey, this is your brother Amar from the GMS Boise, Idaho camp, and I just want to do this quick lesson, based on a couple pictures that I saw online, and the spirit started working, the scriptures started coming. So I'm going to make it do what it do, and Lord willing, it's edifying unto the elect. So the first thing that I have is the picture that the Department of Homeland Security actually posted on their X page, formerly known as Twitter. And this is an iconic picture that's actually been even taught in schools. I remember seeing this picture in our social studies class and, in our U.S. government history class, because they actually made a mandatory U.S. history class when I went to high school. And this is one of the things that they talked about. And this picture is a representation of manifest destiny. And if you've ever heard of manifest destiny is the belief that the Edomites, were supposed to, as soon as they came to the Americas, conquer from sea to sea and everywhere, pretty much take over this whole continent, which they did. And Yahweh Bashem Yahushai was with them to only fulfill prophecy, not because they are a deserving nation. And we understand that this is just the tip of the iceberg when it comes to how much Esau hates us, so that's why I wanted to show this picture, obviously just to put the information out there. But when Esau first came over here, he was fighting with muskets, guns, cannons, swords. He was using biological warfare in the sense that he sent out smallpox blankets to the tribes, knowing that they had no immunity, that killed, I believe the numbers were in the 90 million plus. Those are Esau's numbers. I'm sure it was way more, because Jake covered this place heavy, very densely, even all the way down to the Amazon forest. So, this devil took that manifest destiny across North, Central, and South America, So, at the end of the day, he has only perfected the sword, and before this lesson ends, I have another video and a quick excerpt explaining what's called the Havana Act, or people that have been impacted by Esau's highly technologically advanced weapons, and I'm going to play a little 3-minute video of a Department of Homeland Security committee that was openly talking about 5G and 6G and high frequency weapons that can manipulate people's emotions, without them having a charagma inside of them, and so this is just openly showing you that Esau is never going to stop perfecting the sword to slaughter Jake. And if you think he's going to change his mind of the manifest destiny that he had with this picture that I'm showing you right now, you are sorely mistaken. This Edomite devil's always going to be a devil. So I wanted to start that with the scripture. This is Ezekiel 35:5, because thou hast had a perpetual means forever, perpetual hatred, and hast shed the blood of the children of Israel by the force of the sword in the time of their calamity, when we were the great diaspora, where we were out of our homeland, in the time that their iniquity had an end, because we were already scattered from our land, and Esau out here still pursuing us. Verse 6, therefore as I live, this is forever. This is the Yahweh Bashem Yahushai's perpetual hatred on Esau. Therefore as I live, saith the Lord Yahweh Bashem Yahushai power, I will prepare thee unto blood, and blood shall pursue thee. Saith thou hast not hated blood, even blood shall pursue thee. So this devil is going to get what's coming to him, because he got this land by bloodshed. So it's going to go out by bloodshed, which actually just gave me my next scripture. I'm going to get it here in this Bible, because I have some other ones on deck. I'm going to get Numbers 35 or 30, Salakia. Numbers 35:5, I believe it is. Numbers. Salaki Yasha Allah. No, it's Numbers 33:5, man. They gotta take the dust off this precept. Haven't brought it out in a minute. That ain't right. 1 second, Yasha Allah. Numbers 33. Ah, man, why am I forgetting this? Salaki Yasha Allah. It's right here. I'm just going to get it because I don't know why. Land cleansed by the blood thereof. Numbers 35 and 33. I was probably thinking of another precept. Sorry, Salaki Yashar Allah. This is Numbers 35 and 33. So ye shall not pollute the land wherein ye are, for blood it defileth the land, and the land cannot be cleansed of the blood that is shed therein, but by the blood of him that shed it. So again, the Gadites' blood, the northern kingdom's blood was shed all over this land first, and then the southern kingdom came over in the worst way possible on slave ships, again pursuing to the prophecies that we would be slaughtered in this land. And that is exactly how Esau Edom got this land. So the only way this land can be cleansed according to that scripture is if he is blood is shed on the ground, in which it eventually will be when Yahweh Bashmi Al-Shai wipes this place off the map with the thermonuclear missiles, the chariot laser beams, fucking Yellowstone blowing up, the fault and tectonic plates moving, these different just these different stockpiles, the people of hazardous materials like warehouses that you see, those warehouses blow up. This is fuel to the fire, as well as the people, which are just going to be adding that sizzle to that flame. So I wanted to read the excerpt that actually came with the picture that I screenshotted that I saw floating around online. But this is the caption. It says, "This is American Progress" by John Gast, painted in 1872. It depicts manifest destiny, the belief that Edomite settlers were divinely entitled to expand westward. The angelic figure leads, which is nothing like an angel looks. They don't have leprosy. The angelic figure leads settlers while native Gadites, let's say Gadites, Northern Kingdom people, and wildlife are pushed into darkness. Why is this something that they want? I'm going to push you into darkness. What the fuck? Today, the Department of Homeland Security and the official White House social media reposted this painting as heritage, revealing that how deeply anti-native ideology still lingers in state messaging. No shit. Hey man, and if you think just the painting is bad, imagine this next video that I'm going to show you that goes to show you that Esau is playing the Most High. Like he's wanting to play God. He got that God complex. Not that the Most High is getting played, but he wants to be God. He wants to be that all-powerful, all-knowing. I want to change your thoughts if I want to. And again, this next video, and you have to, they talk a little proper and in legalese, so just listen to what they're saying and read between the lines of how freaking psychotic these people are. Look at the face of his smile when he's talking about what they can do with people's minds. So I'm going to play this video right here. Homeland Security briefing committee is a 5G Homeland Security Committee is 5G a covert weapon against humanity? This is where a couple questions that the committee members were asking, because they have these meetings every so now. So I'm just going to let the video play, and so you can listen to it as well. So, Salaki Yashar Allah, I did actually want to bring something called the Havana Act, because you're going to hear that mentioned a couple times. And so I wanted to give you this information first before playing that video, Salakia, just so you can see what they're talking about in the Havana Act. So the Havana Act, this is AI overview, officially the Helping American Victims Affected by Neurological Attacks Act, provides compensation to U.S. government employees, former employees, and their dependents who experienced brain injuries, aka they're messing with MK Ultra, different psychological and frequency-based weapons, all that. Continuing, particularly those related to anomalous health incidents while serving abroad or domestically, It authorizes agencies like the CIA, State Department, and others to make one-time payments to those affected by these incidents, which are believed to be linked to hostile acts, terrorism, or other agency-designated events. The act applies to qualifying injured and cured on or after January 1st, 2016. So, again, this is the Havana Act. Was enacted to address the health issues reported by U.S. government personnel, particularly diplomats and intelligence officers who experienced neurological symptoms while serving abroad, often referred to as Havana syndrome. Again, using these top secret weapons. So now I am going to let it play.
If your assessments here are correct, these are very covert weapons, aren't they?
Look at his face.
That's correct.
This man on the left.
There's no entry or exit wound. How they're designed is to make the target feel like they're crazy, like they're imagining things.
Look at him.
And you guys also said that these attacks are happening right here in this city. Is that correct?
I mean, there have been some that have gone public with respect to Washington, D.C.
I think it was Mr. Grozev said you spoke to a Russian agent who said that they believe that Americans are using these same weapons on them. Is that correct?
That is correct.
Might that have something to do with part of the CIA's motive to cover up the existence of this tech and these weapons?
That is a very logical possibility.
Thank you. Mr. Chairman, I yield back.
The gentleman yields. The chair now recognizes the gentleman from New York, Mr. Goldman, for his round of questioning.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman, and thank you to our witnesses for being here. Mr. Grozev, I want to follow up a little bit on the interactions you've had with Russian intelligence about these AHIs. And Mr. Zaid, I want to ask, and this is a hypothetical, but I'm trying to understand why our government would try to block information sharing or conceal information that they have. And one thing that comes to mind is whether there's an operational risk to revealing any of the details of their investigation. Is that something that you have come across in any of your work?
There's a lot of reasons why the information might not be publicly released. And I do think that's something we could address more in a classified environment to explain that. But there are understandable reasons why the U.S. government has not revealed much of what it knows.
There's some long-term things that needs to be done in terms of new acts. But in the short term, we need to do things like implement the original Havana Act. Yeah. DOD still hasn't done it. They still have not implemented the Havana Act. And we need a VA diagnostic code. Thanks to the VFW brothers and sisters that are here today and for your meeting earlier, we don't have a VA diagnostic code for the 500-some DOD survivors. Yeah. How are they going to get long-term care and disability without that?
Yeah. Well, I hope this issue you see in a room that is often contentious, explosive, volcanic, that you've got members on both sides who first honor and salute the victims and want to do everything we can to make sure that they're made whole, and if they can return. And then, of course, as the victims have...
Guys, if your assessments here are correct...
So I'm going to let the beginning of the part play because, there was a little bit longer talk and stuff, but they're just showing you that they want to help their own people that got really uncurable effects on a neurological level from these frequency weapons. Again, I want you to really hear what they say in this first couple seconds.
Correct. These are very covert weapons, aren't they?
That's correct. There's no entry or exit wound. How they're designed is to make the target feel like they're crazy, like they're imagining things.
And you guys also said that...
Again, so they can have... This is the weapons that they're going to use on the men of the Lord when they start to weaponize even your neighbors around you with false thoughts of things that they think you did or whatever, to paint the most evilest picture of the men of Yahweh Bashim Yahushai. Those men out there sincerely pushing the scriptures, the truth with sincerity, as the apostles of Great Millstone taught us. So I wanted to get the scriptures that I have prepared for that portion of the lesson, because this Edomite has a God complex once again. And Yahweh Bashim Yahushai gave him the knowledge, the wisdom and the understanding to make these certain technological advances, from bringing his ass out the fucking Stone Age, eating juniper roots, having no written language, being a wild man is what they call them in so-called Europe, known as Western Asia. But this is Ezekiel 28:3. Behold, thou art wiser than Daniel. There is no secret that they can hide from thee. And that is all these different the experiments that Esau does, the ones that he tells people about and the ones that he doesn't tell you people about. There's a whole University of Texas, I believe, but they have a whole field where they just put dead bodies out in the open so that they can see how long it takes for them to decompose. They just have it's just on studies. They have different studies on how long it takes for a rat to swim until he drowns if you give him a little bit of help a couple times. He'll stay on a little bit longer, keep treading water until he falls down. And they want to know exactly the limit that they can push, people to before they really break like that. And that's the straight devilishness. I don't even know how to say the wickedness of Esau Edom, is that he doesn't want to try to have experiments that benefit humanity. He only wants to know how he can unalive more people quicker, as well as make the most money on it, So continuing, verse 4, with thy wisdom and with thine understanding thou hast gotten thee riches, and hast gotten gold and silver into thy treasures. And this devil got him through rape, robbery, and theft. Verse 5, by thy great wisdom, which is Esau Edom in this day and age, by creating the nuclear missiles which Yahweh Bashim Yashai gave him technology to night vision goggles, to screens, to touch screens, to holograms, to AI. This devil has, he does have a lot of wisdom and understanding, but it's only because Yahweh Bashim Yashai gave him that understanding and wisdom only to fulfill prophecy. Not because this man deserved it or anything, but it's also a part of this man's blessing, because it says that when Isaac gave Esau the blessing, he said that you'll live by the sword and you'll have the fatness of the earth. So again, man, makes sense, and that's how you know that these scriptures line up, and it's talking about one race of people, the wicked, Esau, Edom, the Edomites, Idumeans in Greek. Verse 5, by thy great wisdom and Salakia. Verse 5, by thy great wisdom and by thy traffic hast thou increased thy riches. Because traffic is going into people buying and selling. Oh, I got another customer. That's traffic. The carts, the wagons, the big cargo ships, the trains, the semis, all that. That's traffic. And thine heart is lifted up because of thy riches. This devil got really proud, once he took over the whole earth, forgetting that there is a power. Verse 6, therefore thus saith the Lord Yahweh Bashim Yahushai, power, because thou hast set thine heart as the heart of the Most High, because he wanted to know everything. He wanted to put him in the place of Yahweh Bashim Yahushai, and he did. They painted the images, they told the lies, they created the religions, they did everything they could to put themselves in that God seat, with lack of better words. Verse 7, behold, therefore I will bring strangers upon thee, the terrible of the nations, which are the warriors, the mighty men, prepare for war. Hey, that's this other nations getting ready to straight lob missiles on this place. And they shall draw their swords against the beauty of thy wisdom, and they shall defile thy brightness. Defiling, they're going to tear it up, man. They're going to destroy this place, because Yahweh Bashim Yahushai is with them. Like scriptures say, when you cease to spoil, then shall others spoil you. Lord willing, I get that after this. Verse 9, wilt thou yet say before him that slayeth thee, I am God? Oh, Salaki, I skipped one. Verse 8, they shall bring thee down to the pit, which is the grave, and thou shalt die the deaths of them that are slain in the midst of the seas. Whew. Verse 9, wilt thou yet say before him that slayeth thee, I am the Most High? This is Yahweh Bashim Yahushua mocking this devil. But thou shalt be a man, and no power in the hand of him that slayeth thee, Hey, you're going to be a man and not a God when Yahweh Bashmi Al-Shai gets busy. One of his men on you, that he can put an angel on you. He can put an elect man on you straight. Man, this devil's going to be hunted down. These Edomites going to be hunted down. Verse 10, thou shalt die the deaths of the uncircumcised by the hand of the strangers, for I have spoken it, saith the Lord Yahweh Bashmi Al-Shai. Power. Whoo! Man, so as this devil went around rape, robbing, pillaging, destroying everybody's land, when you cease to spoil. This is Isaiah 33 and 1. Woe, which means destruction. Woe to thee that spoilest. And that's he that spoilest is Esau, Edom, out there robbing, taking other nations' wealth, land, resources, people, culture, language, the name of their power. That's getting spoiled. And thou wast not spoiled. No one treated Esau Edom. No one went to Esau Edom's land and started hunting him down for no reason. But this devil has a whole doctrine about manifest destiny that is still prevalent to this day, as I showed you. And dealest treacherously, and they dealt not treacherously with thee. The Gadites showed you how to survive. The Gadites showed you how to get through your first winter. The Gadites helped you survive because we are a peaceful people. We are compassionate. We have a conscience. We are not just going to let another human being out there in the freezing cold to die. The Gadites helped these damn fucking crusty devils, which is something they never should have done. But everything is according to prophecy. When thou shalt cease to spoil, thou shalt be spoiled. And when thou shalt make an end to deal treacherously, they shall deal treacherously with thee. You know, and that's that same sentiment that these damn Edomites come at us with camp saying, oh, it's all love now. Come on, forgive and forget. That's the past. Oh, that was so long ago. That was my ancestors. Oh, how motherfucking convenient. How convenient to say that now after you've taken everything, you've robbed everything, you changed the laws, you force people that are native to this continent to constantly be running because of your bullshit ass paperwork, your bullshit ass laws, and the fact that we are under the curses and you are capitalizing and giving wealth to everybody else around us except the Israelites. But don't get me wrong, because Israelites are coming up in this society because that's just because we are princes of the power, man. We are walking, engineers, doctors, architects, inventors, geniuses, prodigies, man. If Israel was in a plain level field with this devil, there wouldn't even be a competition. Mentally, physically, spiritually, the Israelite is better than an Edomite in every single way. And Yahweh Bashim Al-Shai is going to make that very well known in the coming very soon future. Man, so keep pushing, keep persevering, because this devil ain't going to be able to laugh for too motherfucking long, man. You're going to see weeping and mourning and woe is me everywhere in Babylon the Great very soon. So Lord willing that this lesson was edifying unto the elect, because as you can see, from muskets to swords to cannons to hyper energy frequency weapons, this devil will never stop. And if you think that he is going to change for 1 second, congratulations, he already got you. And so Lord willing that this lesson was edifying unto the elect. Till next time, I would like to give all glory, honor, and infinite praises to Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shai, Bahashim, Chadash, and double honors to the beloved elders and the apostles at Great Millstone that taught me this truth. And peace and salutations to all you hopeful elect Akim out there laboring that are pushing this word in truth and in sincerity. Shammai, Yashra Allah, Yahweh, Allahayanawa, Yahweh Achad. Shammai, Yashra Allah, Yahweh, Allahayanawa, Yahweh Achad. Shammai, Yashra Allah, Yahweh, Allahayanawa, Yahweh Achad. Shalom, Yashra Allah. Shalom.